personally, my hot take here is I'd rather be with Peggy Brandt, who is Amy Yesbeck, who plays Maid Marian in
First
Robin
of all,
Hood Men
of
in
course
Tights.
you'd pick the toxic bitch in the fucking movie. Of
But
course.
I didn't realize but I didn't realize that she was toxic until later. You know what I mean?
You forgot that part.
I forgot. To be honest, I did, because like honestly, when I saw her as Maid Marian, like holy shit, like she's incredible. She's incredibly beautiful, a great actress, obviously. But my hot take is I would have gone with her.
Locksmith!
Toxic.
Call the locksmith. Welcome to Seeing This. I'm Mike Ornelas, and the date is March 1st, 1994. The feisty Pisces enters the world for the first time. Her mother enduring 5 hours of labor that must have felt like 5 months to her. The concept of karma would be introduced to Erica, as she'd have to wait nearly 5 months for the release of The Mask, which is Erica's birthday anniversary movie choice. Happy birthday, Erica.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. All I want for my birthday.
It's a big booty hoe.
So this is your and The Mask's 32nd anniversary.
Yeah.
Have any exciting birthday plans? What we going out, getting lit?
How we're recording this, so yesterday on Friday, I met up with my cousins and we went out and had a nice girls' day. And then today, I got to see one of my friends that I lived with in college and played soccer with. So I got to meet her kids and hang out with her.
Nice.
And then on my actual birthday, it's gonna be very low key. I always want to do these big things for my birthday, and then the day comes around, I'm like, I don't want to see anybody.
You're like, on second thought, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
I'll take the relax. And also for anyone listening and interested, me and Erica and, a couple of my friends and family are starting a little book reading. I just bought Witches by Brenda Lozano. And you mentioned yesterday, you're at the mall or you're doing whatever, and you mentioned looking out for the book. They didn't have it.
Yeah, I went to go look for it in the bookstore, but they didn't have it. So I'm going to try to get it on my Kindle because that's the easiest.
Yeah, so anyone listening, we're a movie podcast, but I need to work on reading. And I think
do read, I promise.
Well, that's the thing. I don't read that much, and I need to have you and others hold me accountable to finish a book. I'll get halfway and be like, all right,
I read.
Good job. Good job.
I do
Good
too.
job. Way to go,
Which
Adrian.
I think you have one of my books, sitting waiting. I actually think you text a picture of the book that you found it at a store, and I was like, oh, you should read it. It has nothing to do with motorcycles.
Oh, I see.
You think you'll really get a kick out of it. It's philosophical.
You talked about this book. What was the movie? One of our episodes, you talked about the motorcycle mechanic.
Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance or something like that.
Right. I forgot what episode we did it on, but I thought of you, yes. Well, listen, Adrian, there's only so many movies to watch. There's only so many books I can read. So these ones are by Mexican authors, and Witches is the first one I'm starting with. But that's not what you're all here for. We are here for The Mask. Released July 29th, 1994. One last thing to mention, speaking of things happening. Just launched Sacred Screens and Stages, a new project, a new show that I produced and put together. And I am spotlighting different local performing art and independent movie theaters. Luckily, here in the Portland area where I live, there's so many. There's just independent movie theaters themselves. There's over 20. And the first episode highlights a performing arts theater, 2110 Theater, which is more than a performing arts theater. It's really about community. And I got to talk to a lot of the actors there, the creative director. That episode went live on Friday. So it's available on our YouTube channel, as well as seeingthispod.com under interviews. So check that out. I'm hoping everything goes well. It gets picked up by, PBS, something of the likes, because it's very local and community driven. And
I don't know if it'll get picked up by PBS. I think they're hurting right now.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Funding was cut. I think they're struggling.
That's fair, but I come at a great deal, at a great value, because Much like this podcast, I do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as
love.
the back end, you know, and the love of the community. But definitely check it out. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Seeing this pod really goes a long way to help us get across people's algorithms in this wonderful world we live in. Now, to The Mask. Like I said, July 29th, 1994. Adrian, Erica, the hot topic of discussion is what the hell have they done to our boy Jim Carrey?
I did see those videos. I've seen the conspiracy. Is he a clone? Has he been taken away?
I mean, it's so tough because I know from interviews in the past and, you know, things that I've seen, quotes from him and stuff where like he's very much been tired of Hollywood, does not want to be a part of it. The award he did receive was like super amazing. So I hope he isn't a clone.
Erica, where
You know?
you left us a very impassioned voice note.
I know.
And
then
now you're
finally
like
cooled down.
Yeah.
And then I finally cooled down.
and now you've
I
like
just
sobered
drank a
up.
glass of water and was like, okay, hold on a second.
You were so fired up about
was.
what has happened to our boy Jim.
was.
I hope whatever it is, I hope he's all right. It just he looks so significantly different. And from what we know as of Jim Carrey, granted he's given interviews that like there is no Jim Carrey, even that was a character. But to now see this version of him, bloated face or like bad plastic surgery, different eye color, like what?
Yeah,
I
saw
just
that.
hope that like if he is looking for like any kind of peace, that like people allow that and give him the grace to have that. You know what I
He
mean?
deserves
Like
it. Yeah.
he's been around for a while. We're gonna talk obviously in detail on how amazing this movie is. But yeah, I mean, he's visited Arcata up in Humboldt a couple times and like really liked the peace and serenity that it gave. So I hope he knows that like Humboldt will always welcome anybody who needs that.
Depression
it's
is no joke.
It really is. It's the place
sure.
for that. You know, it's the redwoods are really healing. So I hope if anything is wrong or if he really does want to be done with Hollywood, that he can do it in a way that works for him.
Yeah, he's you know, he's an artist in his own right as well, doing a lot of paintings and then things of this nature. You know, if this happened, I'm sure it won't because he's not really online, it sounds like, if he's even on the grid. But Jim, we love you, and hopefully this episode proves that here today. Adrian, you ready for that letterbox description of
Yes, sir.
1994?
I'm so curious to what the
Mask?
letterbox says.
Yeah. How do you begin?
The Mask, directed by Chuck Russell. From zero to hero. Stanley Ipkiss, an insecure banker who has lost his zest for life, stumbles upon an ancient mask that turns him into a confident, suave, cartoon-like character who upsets his ordinary life.
That's one way to put it. Directed by Chuck Russell, writers Michael Fallon, Mark Verheiden. Sorry, let me try that again. Verheiden.
Yeah.
Mike Werb. Cast Jim Carrey, Cameron Diaz, Peter Riegert, and rest in Pete to Peter Green. This movie won 0 Oscars, but it was nominated for 1. Can you guys take a guess?
Choreography.
No.
I don't know.
Best
Music.
visual effects.
I mean,
Okay.
so as we were watching it, I was noticing like, hey man, like you
It's
can't
pretty
tell
good.
me that these aren't good effects. Like this isn't AI, this isn't CGI. Like this is just good graphics right here.
I forget that this movie, every time I like rewatch it or revisit it, because it's not something that is in my like repertoire of movies that I can throw on and watch kind of thing. But I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, like this is because I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And this just, it's the same.
Yeah.
I love it. The mix, the way they did it, how goofy it is. It's so fun.
It's a live action Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they do a good job with the visual effects of like translating that.
Like, it's so good that all its one-liners are from other movies.
Right.
And when you think of those one-liners, like, I immediately go to The Mask. Like, it's just amazing.
For sure. And it's like we've talked about before when like Looney Tunes or The Simpsons, like they reference older classics or like pop culture moments that we probably got
Yeah.
introduced to for our age in something like The Mask, but it's like you go back and see the older movies, like, oh shit, that's what this is from. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that. Interestingly enough, there was only 3 nominees in that category. The Mask, True Lies, and the winner, Forrest Gump, which I have back here. Forrest Gump won Best Picture as well. Tom Hanks won his Best Actor role, but for Best Picture, you know who fucking lost to Forrest Gump? Erica's movie, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Quiz Show, The Shawshank Redemption, and Pulp Fiction. All nominated, and Forrest Gump won. I feel like
Forrest Gump is still
the
great.
the scandal
Like,
there is against Shawshank, for
Right.
sure.
I mean, Shawshank is considered by many like the best movie, at least of its generation, you know.
I mean, Forrest Gump is pretty good.
It is. It is.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
A hot take. It's boring.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hot take for a different movie. It's classic. It is classic though. We do get it's just potent quotable out of Forrest Gump.
Somebody on
I just felt like
somebody
running.
on Threads was like, the moment he would have started talking, I would have got up and left to another bus station.
I'm out of here. No. It's good, but I would have given it to Pulp Fiction. But Pulp Fiction did win for writing.
I don't think Pulp Fiction's better than Shawshank Redemption.
That's for another podcast. Let's get into our first interesting fact here. Box office. So this this movie had a budget of $23 million. Opening weekend in the US and Canada, it got that back, $23 million. But gross worldwide, it has made $350 million. So
crushed it.
Definitely had legs.
Man, I wonder if Jim Carrey gets residuals on it. Like, people are still buying this movie. You know what I mean?
We'll get to that in our IMDb trivia about his 1994 run of The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Ace Ventura.
Like, does he own the rights on all 3 of those? Like, where he gets some type of residual? Man,
not quite, but
yeah,
he's doing all right. Let's just say that.
I know, but that's a lot of intellectual property that is now going to be used for AI forever to come now, like creating new things that he has all kinds of characters that
in theory he's got to
toasters people.
In theory, he's got to sell off his right for his likeness in order for that to happen. But it looks like that's happening in real time, let alone AI. First category, the Will Smith at the Oscars. Does this still slap? Erica, it's your birthday. You're going first.
In a very goofy way, does this still slap? This is definitely just like a fun movie. You're not meant to take anything seriously. But that's what I love about it. Like, you're getting we've said this before, you're getting exactly what you want out of this movie. It's Jim Carrey, it's comedy, it's parody, a hot girl. Like, it's perfect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Adrian?
It absolutely still slaps. I watched it the other day with my 18-year-old son, and my daughters watched like the first 15 minutes of it just because it was getting close to bedtime. But to be honest, those first 15 minutes of it doesn't do it justice. Like, she didn't even introduce the mask.
You didn't really get the mask yet.
All she got was like Cameron Diaz being hot and people like goofing over her, like googly eyes. So it was kind of awkward for my daughter sitting there. I know I could feel my wife like laser beams looking at me like, why is she watching this? But my 18-year-old son, like Anthony, shout out, he's been on the podcast. He was laughing. Like, we were sitting there and I was digging it. We were laughing together.
Was that his first time?
I want to say that was his first time watching it.
Okay.
He acted like
Okay.
he's seen it before, but he was
Sure.
laughing like it was the first time he's ever seen it. Like
Nice.
he got a kick
It's
out of it.
such a
So
potent quotable. Like
especially the
there's
dancing, part of
yeah.
it,
Right.
the dancing
Right.
aspect, like he was about it. Yeah.
I'm the
I'm the
king
king
of
of
the
the
rumba
rumba beat.
But it's
Wait,
just
let
so
me just talk
funny.
about that because they
Yeah.
go chick chicka chick chicka
Shout out. I've talked about our boy Dave before, but his dad, Rich, rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
When I was a kid, he used to call me Boom Chicka Boom. I don't know if it was from The Mask or my childbearing hips, but either
Yeah,
way,
that was your 40-year-old woman
That's
hips
funny.
at like 15.
it was younger than that, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Rich. Shout out. But yeah, I think it still slaps. And I was really curious about for like Gen Z, right? And more so like a girl Gen Z. Because I think for guy, like it's more a guy's
Yeah.
movie if you had to pick like one gender that it leans to. I mean, obviously Jim is the lead. You have Cameron Diaz playing like the femme fatale, more or less. And I was curious about that, so I'm happy to hear Adrian liked it. I really would be curious.
Anthony liked it.
Oh, sorry, Anthony. Yeah.
But Aliha was like, she was into the first 15 minutes of it. I think she was wanting to watch more of it. If it wasn't bedtime, she probably would have got a kick out of it.
You'll have to give it another go and give us an update how that went, because I think like this is the way I took a note of this is it's an adult movie for kids.
Yes.
Which is so unique. Like we don't get that now.
Usually
you know
get cartoons that are made for kids with adult jokes
in mind, right?
You know
but
what I
this
mean?
is
like a
like
Shrek. Yeah.
This is like almost reverse, right? It's like for adults, a lot of the
reverse
humor and jokes, but it's at like a kid level.
Yeah.
But Shrek is like that's just for everyone. That's just for everyone,
Because
No,
most
but
kids
like
aren't going to
when
get
you
the
were
jokes
if
that
you
are.
were like a young kid watching Shrek, like Shrek 2, for example, you wouldn't like really understand how funny it is that Pinocchio's wearing a thong. Like you just don't. Oh, you know what I mean? Like
I need to have like a whiteboard back here, and we'll say like so many days since Erica's brought up
0
Shrek.
days since Erica
we gotta erase it. We're back to zero. All right. Well, for the sake of the pod, we'll say that it does still slap. The Gladiator 2 unnecessary sequel. What happens in the sequel? Well, we got the Son of the Mask.
Yeah.
Did either of you see the sequel?
No, I refuse.
No.
And maybe the first like 15, 20 minutes of it, and then I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I read the premise, and it's like it's in the same universe, but it's not like a direct sequel. It's like completely different people, still in Edge City. What a name for a fucking town. But it didn't look good.
This is like here's like the crazy thing, right? Because do you guys like Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls?
Yeah. I do.
Okay. So I think that you can, to some capacity, have a sequel that's successful if it's made like in the same type of way as Ace Ventura 1 and Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Right,
2.
but they had the same character playing similar role.
Same character,
the exact same role.
All of that.
You know what I mean?
You either have to go down that route, or my take would be like the mask somehow gets back to the therapist expert guy.
Oh wow, okay.
Monotone
guy. And like he finally like experiences it, or like something happens to where like other masks that he's got in there start reacting. Something along the lines.
I kind of like that idea. Let's combine. So you're talking about Ben Stein. Shout out Ben Stein.
Yeah.
Bueller.
Like, this is not real. It gets.
But I liked. So in my sequel, I think it'd be great if like the police actually end up recruiting Stanley as the Mask, because they like kind of do a 180 on him. Like he's a hero, you know. Shut up, Doyle. Dude, Doyle, I'm going to talk about later.
Doyle.
But I think the police recruit him, and maybe what happens is like, let's say Ben Stein sees the news report that this mask actually does a thing, so he starts fucking with these other masks, like you're talking about, Erica, and he like becomes a villain.
And he's the villain.
And like he's so monotone, but with these masks, he's like.
Completely
different.
Like completely different. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah. But we'll never get that. That one just lives in our
Yeah.
head canon.
That sounded like a sympathy. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It is one of those because
Well, yeah, because
Erica's
you
we've
can't
not
get
in the
it.
agreeing with
past
your
you said
idea.
like no, absolutely no sequel, like it don't
Well,
make
yeah,
one. Okay.
because you can't
We've
do
had
it
that
now.
opinion before, but
You can't
if
do
you're
it
gonna
now.
do it.
What
And
about
if you're gonna,
what if you just find out where Dorian went? He got flushed. Like, okay, where did he end up at after being flushed? What if he
it's like
comes back like
Beetlejuice.
Shredder, like out of the ooze, like you just see a fist come out and he's,
Yeah.
coming back for vengeance.
Erica doesn't like your Ninja Turtle reference. How about that? Next, I like that. It'd have to be like Beetlejuice, how like when they die and they go to like that other realm.
No.
Yeah.
The Whip Whitaker from Flight, No Fly Zone. What hasn't aged well? Erica, did you have anything? I didn't really have anything.
The only part is when they're in the park when he he goes from Stanley to the mask
and he's like the
like
French.
speaking to her in
Yeah.
French. Yeah.
And super
He's just really
aggressive.
crude.
Yeah.
He's really crude right there. So like
Okay.
that could be, but
Sure.
that might be like a really small thing,
Yeah. Adrian, did you have anything?
I didn't have anything. I mean, it's meant to be ridiculous. It's meant to be two goofy guys, one that's like, mild mannered for lack of better words, and the other guy's supposed to be, his conscience over here to like red devil guy telling him like, hey, no, come on, we got all these girls, like let's go, I'll get you into this nightclub.
It's really interesting. We're talking about Jim Carrey and kind of the duality of his persona or lack thereof. And you think of this movie, you think of Liar Liar, you think of Me, Myself, and Irene, where he plays like two
schizophrenic,
different kind of characters. So it's interesting. Like The Mask
Mhm.
is kind of the beginning of that, and that's something that he would do
Yeah.
moving forward in his career. We didn't really have anything. I'd say maybe if anything, like the fact that you have such an adult themed movie that's like for kids, kind of like it's not that it's geared towards kids, but we were all kids when we saw it,
So movies aren't really rated like PG-13 or like rated R anymore, right? Everything's like kind of
What do you mean?
TVMA or
No, they still have
No.
ratings. What do you mean?
They're still
I'm
rated.
just
mean?
curious, what was this rated? Like, is this a PG movie or is this PG-13?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It has
This was
smoking in it, so
it was PG-13.
Oh,
PG-13.
PG-13?
Yeah.
I mean, it had language, it had smoking.
I mean, I think that checks out. That checks out like the proper rating. But I think for the time it's surprising because a movie like this might be like a PG, like it was. I don't know. It was an interesting time for that. But anyways, next category. The M. Night Shyamalan twist ending. What's a twist ending that could have happened in this movie? Do you guys have anything? Erica, you have one?
The bomb that he swallows like actually kills him.
Cut to black. Just movie's over.
Or like the mask no longer works anymore because like the bomb did like irreparable damage. So like it doesn't have the shine anymore. It's not actually gonna work or whatever. Either that or like instead of him being the hero, like the dog is the hero.
Well, the dog Milo kind of is the hero.
Milo's the best.
We'll get to him too.
It.
We'll get to him too. Adrian, you have a twist ending?
I mean, I was just thinking of different ways something else comes up with the mask besides Milo or besides the friend that tries to jump in after he throws the mask.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is like it would be funny if it was like a shark, like instead of the dog when he becomes this big thing, if a shark swims by and takes the mask and now
the birth of Sharknado for sure. I like that. Similar idea. I thought like someone else to wear it, but I went with Cameron Diaz as Tina, like when they're on the bridge and they're getting ready to throw it in the river. Very half-baked energy there when he throws the last joint into the river. Same energy there. But like when he's getting ready to throw it, Tina grabs it, puts it on, transforms, and now she's smoking. I mean, she's been smoking the whole fucking episode, but now she is as the mask, and then it ends there. Like they embrace the mask because they kind of learn how to control it, I guess. Like not for good per se, but not for evil.
Okay, here's like it's not a hot take, but it's a hot take about what you just said.
Okay.
It kind of like, I get what you're saying about that, I think that the mask wouldn't work on a woman.
You should. Okay, let's hold on. Let's wait till the category to dissect that. Okay. Fortunately for all of us, the next category is No Country for Cold Takes. Hot takes. So your hot take is that the mask doesn't work on women, and
I think it only wants to manipulate man because of how easily man can be manipulated.
You so would come up with this fucking theory.
Well, hear me out. If
Go
it
ahead.
is a mask of Loki, that's very on brand.
It's to suppress Loki's power and entrap him. Commissioned by Odin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's my hot
I mean,
take.
I guess that's a hot take. Sure. Yeah, that's a hot take. Adrian, do you have a hot take?
I don't even know who's the actor. I'm trying to look him up right now, but he's one of the bad guys, like of the crew with long hair. He's the one that like grabs the dog and he turns around and bites, like barks at him. I want to say he had like some of the best acting in the whole movie.
Wow.
I would say that's the cool take. Like he was
I have
on point.
I have another hot take too. I absolutely hated the fact that Cameron Diaz's character's name is Tina. Doesn't look like a Tina.
I could agree with that. That's a lukewarm take. I could see that.
Lukewarm, but her name's not Tina.
I would say that's like a pet peeve.
Does she look like a Christina?
Yes.
Well,
short.
No, but her nickname, she's not a Tina. There's a difference.
Okay, fair enough. Adrian, you were talking
Tina
about...
is from Bob's Burgers.
Adrian, you're talking about Dennis Frost. He played Sweet Eddie. Let's hold that. My hot take is, so initially it was, my hot take here is I'd rather be with Peggy Brandt, who is Amy Yesbeck, who plays Maid Marian in
First
Robin
of
Hood
all,
Men in
of course
Tights.
You'd pick the toxic bitch in the fucking movie.
But I didn't realize but I didn't realize that she was toxic until later. You know what I mean?
You forgot that part.
I forgot. To be honest, I did, because like honestly, when I saw her as Maid Marian, like holy shit, like she's incredible. She's incredibly beautiful, a great actress, obviously. But my hot take is I would have gone with her instead of Cameron Diaz.
Toxic.
Call the locksmith. But because she's fucked up, I'll alter my hot take and say this is Cameron Diaz's best performance of her career.
You're an idiot.
Thank you. That's a hot take.
That's a very hot take.
For sure. You have to think to come in her first movie and to like nail all of her lines, the way she delivers them, the way she uses her body, the way she like like she's actively listening in the dialogue, and you can see it. And there's some movies where she's not very good. You know, she takes a lot of heat for Kings of New York. Or sorry, not Kings of New York, Gangs of New York. Yeah. But that's my hot take. This is her best performance. It's up there with Something About Mary. Maybe My Best Friend's Wedding, but she's not as pivotal there.
You're picking
I would give that to you.
Very early Cameron Diaz movies. Have you not seen any like newer, up to date?
Shrek doesn't count, by the way. Speaking of,
no, I'm not saying Shrek. Like as a person.
Sure. Okay. Well,
what's the last Cameron Diaz movie you've seen?
I mean, I'd have to look it up. Okay. Well, while I'm looking it up, you tell me, who would you take then? Like, what's her best performance?
I mean, her latest movie is Back in Action, or the newest Charlie's Angels. Night and Day, maybe, with Tom Cruise.
No, she's in a movie called, I think it's My Sister's Keeper. It's about a book.
You've talked about that one before too, yeah.
She's fucking phenomenal in it.
Great. That's why it's my hot take. Leave me alone.
Watch more movies.
Get the fuck out of here. Update your letterbox so we can see how many movies you've watched, asshole.
I'll let me put the mascot up.
Right on cue. Next category is the Winona Ryder I'm stealing this best prop or clothing item you'd take from this movie. Erica, what are you taking?
The mask.
The Mask, yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
The Mask.
obvious
Either
one.
The Mask or his Cuban tea outfit.
That's good. That's actually good. The
I would
maracas,
take the yellow
Yeah.
suit. The yellow
the
suit is
yellow suit.
dope.
The
Yeah,
yellow
Yeah.
suit's good too, yeah, with the hat.
yeah.
And
I
the
had the
tie
mask,
or the ink blot tie.
the ink blot tie. Yeah, I
His
had the yellow,
pajamas.
the yellow.
The impossible pajamas.
Yo, that's a take. Like, who? Maybe then, but like, does anybody wear pajamas like that? Got like guys? Like, I
Anthony
don't.
asked. Anthony was like, I can't believe people actually wear pajamas like that every day. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
I
No.
sleep in my underwear, and I'm like, son, like, I know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wonder if is it a white people thing?
maybe. Our fellow, our
Scott
all our
Calvin
welcome.
from the Santa Claus, like fancy
He's got the
His
pajamas.
same
robe.
PJs.
Yeah.
To our welcome everyone to our white listeners. Is that a white person thing? Those kind of
Maybe not a
pajamas?
white person thing, but like a wealthy person thing. Like maybe wealthy people
But
sleep in
Stanley
like silk
wasn't
pajamas.
wealthy.
You know
He
what
works
I mean?
at the bank. Like he's not a wealthy guy.
He works at the bank, man.
And his
Lives by
Don't get
himself
paid
in an
shit.
apartment. Like he lives
Bro,
in a
his
rundown
art.
apartment.
Yeah, rundown apartment with like Porky Pig and Daffy Duck hanging behind his bed. Like this could have been the 40-year-old virgin too.
Yeah, and that fool has money.
And that fool's got pajamas, right? All right, next. Thank you. Next category, we have the Castaway recasting. Who would you recast in this role? Let me get straight to it with mine, just because Adrian, you brought this person up. I would have recast Dennis Forrest as Sweet Eddie. Now, not because he wasn't good. I think he was good, but when I see him, I think of someone else, and I think of Tracy Walter, who is Jack Nicholson's sidekick in Batman. You know what I'm talking about? Like Jack Nicholson as the Joker, his like right hand man. Looks similar to him, and I just got that vibe from him throughout the whole movie. And I think like obviously you don't want anyone to be typecast, but I think that would actually go into part of the gag if he was Sweet Eddie and that like right hand man. But that's my yeah. You guys have anyone?
I would have said David Spade in that same role. I really enjoyed Eddie, but I would have said David Spade only because it would have been like a full circle thing. David Spade's done an interview where he says that he didn't realize he was going up in an audition against Jim Carrey, and if he would have known, he wouldn't have even gone in Living Single, because he was like, I don't even do
Living Color.
In Living Color, yeah. I don't even do a lot of like characters and improv. I only have one character, and it was Michael J. Fox, but I could do 50 bits of Michael J. Fox. And it ended up, of course, Jim Carrey gets the role, but he was like, I could have had a sweet gig in Hawaii for 2 weeks, but instead I did this audition. But if I would have just known it was Jim Carrey, I wouldn't have gone. I had no chance of getting inside of him.
He ended up landing SNL, so he did all right. He did all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in Twins double feature recommendations. Erica, you already mentioned mine. I'd go Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There's multiple times when I was watching them that I was watching The Mask, and I was like, they had to have pulled from Robert Zemeckis's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because like it's so cartoony and live action.
Yeah.
And some of the jokes felt like very parallel to and the same.
Well, and like it is, I mean, you see at the very beginning, it's very much part of Stanley's personality. Like he still watches cartoons and giggles and stuff like that. So having his alter ego, but like it's so funny, like the bits, because they're just like you said, the classic cartoon bits where she's like spinning up in the air and he like looks at his clock. He's like, oh my God, she's been up there for ages. Like just the simplicity, you know what I mean? Like just the simplicity of it it's fun. So fun.
Yeah. You guys have any other double feature recommendations?
Yeah, I got you mentioned mine, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Okay.
Similar to like you're playing two complete opposite type of personality characters, and he just does it so well. Like he's so good at doing characters that playing, schizophrenic was right up his alley, and it just reminds me of The Mask every time.
And we covered Me, Myself, and Irene, so check that out in
Yeah.
our on our channel. We did an anniversary of that one. I still, anytime I think of that movie, I still think of like the wheezing in the nose when he's running the train. And then just as you guys were talking, another movie that made me think that Jim Carrey does like two characters is Man on the Moon, where he plays Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
And like that's honestly, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I say that's his most underrated movie. Like what he does in that, because when you think
Yeah,
drama,
I'll agree with you on that one.
when you think
yeah.
drama, you go to Eternal Sunshine, maybe Pie, but like Man on the Moon, I don't think it's talked enough about, and it's got our boy Danny DeVito. Speaking of double features,
Do you think that was the beginning of when like Hollywood kind of turned against him, or like kind of like some of the actors around him didn't want to be around him because they said he was so difficult to be around during that time because he's always
that's such a great
document.
That's a great documentary, Jim and Andy, where they talk about like he was like possessed by
off.
Andy Kaufman and like pissing people off. Jerry the King Lawler, you got into a big beef with Jim during the filming of that movie. Check out Man on the Moon and check out Jim and Andy after that. I think that's that triple feature for you to watch after you watch The Mask. Something a little bit more serious, but like talk about comedy legend icon and Andy Kaufman, played by our comedy icon Jim Carrey,
and how
really
he was doing like method acting to the max, that it was driving people crazy.
Like we talk about Daniel Day-Lewis often as like a method actor, but like what Jim was doing for Man on the Moon is like next level. Let's get to our awards. The Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, Big Mistake, Huge award goes to the biggest nitpick of The Mask. Do you guys have a nitpick you would like to nominate?
You know what? It might not have been a hot take. It might have been a nitpick, but the fact that they call her Tina. It's still
okay. I think that fits better.
That does fit better.
Better than nitpick, because I don't know, because there's Christina's who their nicknames are Tina. There's Christina's their nicknames are Chris or Chrissy. She's just not. She's just a Christina. She's too hot to be a Tina.
That reminds me of Night at the Roxbury. That reminds me of Night at the Roxbury when he tells her, Will Ferrell tells her, you know, I think I know you well enough to call you Viv without the aka. Okay, so Tina, not for Cameron Diaz. Adrian, do you have a nitpick you want to nominate?
I don't have a nitpick.
No.
Maybe
Perfect
that
movie.
He flushes. Yeah, I think it was funny. I think it was perfect. Like there are no nitpicks. It's achieved its purpose of being ridiculous.
I mean, it's hard to have it.
Nitpick, but I get annoyed with the head police officer getting mad at his partner for like driving out.
I mean, that's like that's part of the bit though. Like it works out. It's very like Abbott Costello, you know what I mean? Like it's good. Yeah, the straight and the funny one. I guess mine is I don't know if it's a nitpick, especially with what we see the police have done and what ICE is doing, but I have at the time they shoot at him after the Cuban Pete bit when he leaves with Peggy. And they just like unlock on him and he's unarmed. Like he robbed a bank. What is this, Crime 101? You know what I mean? Like they're just they're firing at will after this guy that's like unarmed. So, you know, nitpick. Which one do we want to go with?
That's
Tina?
very nitpicky.
Mine then? We'll say
I like
that
the Tina one, to be honest.
Cameron
That's
Diaz.
a valid nitpick. That's a valid nitpick.
Okay. Next award. The John Leguizamo, This Movie Needs a Latin Award. Who's a Latin actor that we would add to this movie? So a reminder, this is not someone we're recasting. We're making a whole new character for this person.
I wouldn't mind seeing like Jim Carrey and John Leguizamo actually like have like dual type characters. Like I think John Leguizamo could do The Mask, you know? And I think if they had like a red
maybe
mask
he's like
and
another neighbor,
mask, you know?
He's like the
that.
neighbor in the apartment or whatever, and his like maybe is another friend, but the one that lives as a neighbor.
He's got to have a main role. Like, yeah, I guess maybe one of his friends, but
I've got a good one.
Go ahead, Erica.
Okay, Rosie Perez is one of his neighbors, but she like
She's the
helps
manager.
him hide the money, helps him like tells the dog like, "Hey, let's go, like I'll take you," like helps him in situations and everything, but she like also hates the landlady, so like that's why she helps Stanley. I think she would be so funny in this movie.
I agree. I think there's I mean, so we've used Rosie Perez and John Leguizamo before, so I
Yeah.
had to dig deep for mine. I'm not opposed to picking. I mean, we can pick them again, but I had to dig deep for mine. But I think it'd be great if Dorian had like outside of Tina, just to get at Erica, outside of Tina had like another female member in the crew. You know what I
And
mean?
her
Maybe.
name was Tina.
Sure. I don't know if she's pretty hot too, so I don't know if it would work, but I was thinking of Talisa Soto, who you may know as Katana from Mortal Kombat, to have
She could
her.
play a Tina.
She
She's
could
a
be
different she's got Tina vibes, hot Tina vibes.
okay.
Telling
I was
you.
gonna say you better not say she's not hot because she is absolutely
No,
beautiful.
she's hot.
Yeah. So Talisa Soto as like the tension between, maybe that's part of the tension that drives Tina away from Dorian, aside from him being an asshole. But like, he's
Is
kind of
evil Tina.
he's they're both named Tina. That's part of the bit. Okay, so who do we want to give it to? Talisa Soto, John Leguizamo, or Rosie Perez?
It
Give
would
somebody
kind of be
new.
funny if did yours, Michael, but like they both end up like banding
Leaving.
together to get
Sure,
rid
I
of
like that.
Dorian. Yeah.
And you know what we could do too, because this is a predominantly Latin podcast. This could be the one award that all nominees win. So we could have all
Yeah.
three of our Latin actors added to this movie. You can never have enough. I like it.
And then like they all at one point in the film like yell at him for Cuban Pete. Like for doing Cuban Pete.
Because
Like
he's
what the
white.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I like that. Like that's the one time they all kind of look at each other like side-eyed, like this fucking white boy. Like,
You're like, all right, you get one pass.
This is your he's honorary. Jim Carrey's honorary. You know what I mean? All right. Let me put my glasses back on before I do the next award because I can't see for shit. That's how blind I am. All right. Next award goes to the Samwise Gamgee Most Underrated Character Award. I have two possible nominees, but do you guys have anyone as underrated characters?
Boyle.
Doyle?
Oh yeah, it's
Definitely
Doyle, not Boyle.
That comic relief, but it's not even like relief because the whole thing is comedy.
I
But
like
it's
die
just so
when
perfect. Yeah.
they're climbing over out of the park, right? And he's doing his Cuban Pete, and he just goes, "It's not that bad." Like it's just
Honestly, he's one of my nominees as well. The only other person I thought of was Milo, the dog.
yeah.
But he's like he kind of I don't know if it's underrated. Like we love Milo.
Maybe
He's great.
his most underrated scene is when he's getting him out of jail.
Sure.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
that's a
pulling
great
the keys and he's like staring at the guy. Like I even sat there and was looking at him like, how did they get the dog to pause and like look at him and like
Jack
hit this
Russell
dog? This is
Terriers,
the best
man, they're
actor. That dog is smart.
Yeah, so underrated performance will go to Milo, but for the sake of underrated character, we're going Doyle. Doyle? All right, next award is the Daughter in Hereditary Oh Shit Moment Award. What do you guys have?
Definitely when Dorian when Dorian puts on the mask. Like when
Okay.
he gets control of the mask and puts it on for the first time. You're like,
It's
oh,
definitely
shit.
a different look. It's definitely a different look for sure.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay.
Milo Shimoma is always when they see her walking out of the jail and they're gonna go get her. It's like, oh shit.
Her Cameron Diaz?
Yes.
Oh, when
Yeah.
they're following her. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have four different nominees here because I have two. The one where if you're watching this for the first time, and obviously from a previous answer, I was gonna say when Peggy flips on Stanley and like betrays him, it's like, oh shit, my girl, come on, but
Didn't blame her at all though.
she needs the money, right? Got to get paid.
I understood.
Look at that. Erica
I get
chasing the
it.
dollar. Chasing the dollar. No loyalty. Fucked up.
You were gonna pick her, Mr. Toxic.
Wow, that's before I knew. Story of my life. That's why I'm single. I would say my other nominee is I mean, when Cameron Diaz gets introduced, it's like, oh shit. You know, like that's a oh shit moment for a different
I'm
reason than we
vetoing that
usually.
one.
No, you don't agree? You don't agree? Like
I'm vetoing that.
who has a
I think she
hotter
looks.
Because it's
I think she
not-
looks
it's-
better after they introduce her when she's at the Coco Bongo club,
the black and
not
white striped
necessarily when they
dress?
introduce her and she's walking in from the rain. Like, I don't know.
Oh well, that's a whole
It's the
yeah.
red dress.
I like the black and white striped dress as well. I mean, listen, Cameron Diaz best performance. That's my
I'm
hot
just
take.
saying, like, you can't say that that's the moment and then say it's the wrong moment.
Okay, so that gets
Yeah.
vetoed. That gets eliminated. Are we going with Peggy flipping? Are we going with Dorian putting on the mask? Or are we going with them watching Tina leave the jail as a oh shit moment? I think.
I could go with Dorian putting on the mask because that is an oh shit moment.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
oh shit, it's about to go down.
Because you don't really know that like somebody else is gonna wear the mask at that point. Because like it's just been Stanley.
And you don't know, like,
So
it's pulling out your inner character, right? Like they explain that,
Sure.
so you still don't know what is really inside Dorian. You know.
I'm thinking of
Yeah.
another nitpick just came to mind when Tina is like tied up in the bomb or whatever. She's like, oh, you know, one more last kiss. And he's like, there's always time for a last kiss. And he takes off the
kiss.
He takes off the mask and he's like immediately just normal. Like there's no real transition, like that cut from mask on to off. It's very like, no, there's no transformation. Whereas like Jim, like
it's pulling his face. Yeah,
it's hard to be Jim, obviously, but like Peter Green plays it so like, okay, now I'm just going for the kiss. You know what I mean? Anyways,
Yeah.
we pass nitpicks. Okay, we'll give it to Dorian putting on the mask. Next award goes to the Rocky Balboa Gut Punch Award, most emotional scene. There's not really an emotional scene in this movie unless you guys have one.
No, I don't have one.
I mean that's when she
No,
turns on him.
You know what? Now that we're talking about nitpicks, when she's on the tree, she should have been able to just slip off her high heel.
She should or
And
shouldn't.
pull it-
Sorry.
She should have been able to like slip off her high heel and pull her foot out.
Sure.
If she was able to slip her whole high heel out to kick the mask out of his hand, she should have been able to just pull her foot out.
I love that we started like, oh, there's no nitpicks in this movie. And
Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, there's not really like any potential emotional moment in this movie gets coated with comedy like soon thereafter or during. You know
Maybe
what I mean?
like the sad part is at the very, very, very beginning when he gets the tickets for the girl. She's like, "You're the best."
Yeah,
oh,
you know
wait,
what?
this is for my friend. Like
Actually,
that's sad.
you're right, Erica. I should have seen it coming a mile away. Fucking damn.
Yeah. That was shady. He's like, yeah, we get to go. What time should I pick you up?
Damn.
My friend. I can't just leave her by herself.
That's tough. You see, Adrian, like I love that you and Rosalind have been together since high school. So it's hard to really get stories from you like, hey, when did that ever happen to you? You know,
You
I don't want to get
said her. You just all you
I
had
did
to do
actually
was
give
say
up
her
my
name,
ticket
and
to a
he
concert
started
one time.
smiling immediately, like, "Who, my wife?"
Yeah. The eyes lit up.
Well, you get to talk about my wife. She's
but you had an incident when you were younger with tickets?
Yeah, we were in school. We had ticket to a concert, AFI Fest. Like AFI was performing. It was like a rock fest, and like all the girls that we all hung out with were going. Me and a couple guys had tickets, and one of the girls didn't get a ticket, and I felt bad for her, and I gave her my ticket. I was like, "Here you go, you go."
Honorable
You know?
baby-faced assassin over here. That's how he does it. Meanwhile,
I was a hip hop kid.
Meanwhile, a concert story I have to share real quick. I was going to see Linkin Park, and there's this girl. I don't even remember how I met her. This must have been high school. Going to Linkin Park show, had to get an extra ticket for her, but unbeknownst to me until we got there, it was in a different section. So I had general admission on the floor, and I gave her the ticket to sit by herself up up in like the 200, 300 section.
What a gentleman.
things didn't work out there. I ended up
Yeah.
running into her at a party like years later and tried to be like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? And she acted like she didn't know me. She got so mad, like, who are you? Da, da, da. I had to be young again.
Yeah.
Dear God. All right, so we'll go with,
Hence why he's still single.
listen, best way to go. So we're gonna go emotional scene to Peggy hustling him for the tickets. That's fair.
It wasn't Peggy. It was somebody else, right?
No, it's
Yeah, it wasn't Peggy.
It wasn't
it's not
Peggy.
Peggy.
Peggy's the reporter.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
another redhead. That's
You're
why
right.
he's like, oh,
You're
there's
right.
another redhead.
See, so then what am I getting
no.
mad about? That's Peggy's turn came out of nowhere. So I still am safe with that.
It really didn't. You could tell she was a crazy bitch.
The Coleman Domingo Best Dressed Award. I mean, I think we've been circling around it. It's either Jim Carrey as the Mask or it's Cameron Diaz as Tina. Who are we giving it to?
I mean,
the yellow
it's gotta
suit.
be the Mask. He had so
Yeah,
many
the
good
yellow
outfits.
So did Tina. Okay, all right. We'll go with the Mask. Yeah.
Mask,
Yeah.
for sure.
Eric is disgusted.
Right.
All right. So we go to Stanley Ipkiss as the Mask is best dressed, even though he commits a crime of wearing those pajamas, but that's fine.
The impossible pajamas?
I think they're cute.
Oh, here we go. Never mind. I'll leave that one alone. New director, who this award? A director whose version we'd like to see. Did anyone come to mind for you guys? I got someone for you. It was a bit of a deep pull. Initially, I thought of like Matt Stone, Trey Parker, the South Park guys.
Okay.
Because like, again, adult humor, but it's cartoonish, so kids will find it. Granted, it would be heavier, darker, much more parody, like much more adult. So because of that, I went with David Zucker. So David Zucker did Airplane, the Naked Gun movies, Scary Movie 3 and 4, and Basketball. So it's also got like Matt and Trey in that one as well. So
Yeah.
we good to give it to him?
We could do that. Yeah, even as you're saying that, even like a Seth MacFarlane could probably get something off pretty funny in this scenario. Definitely a different type of humor, but maybe a little bit more crude. But
so we'll go David Zucker.
Yeah, we'll go David Zucker. I like that.
Respect. Well, because I think also like obviously for our generation that name doesn't stick out as much, but like as I was looking for people, I was like, oh, he's made a lot of fucking like iconic movies between Airplane and Naked Gun in itself, and then you did 2 scary movies, Basketball. So we'll go with him. All right, IMDb Trivia.
Arguably one of the best scary movies too.
You said you like 3, right?
Yeah.
We got Scary Movie. What is it? 7 coming up.
Yeah.
Coming up. We're excited for that one.
No,
we'll be covering
Scary Movie 6.
Oh, it's Scream 7.
Scream 7 is coming out. Came out. Scary Movie 6.
And the trailer for Scary Movie came out during.
I haven't watched it, and there's been like 8 people who have sent it to me already. I'm like, stop sending me this.
I'm avoiding it too. I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything.
I've seen like one frame of Anna Faris's face, and I was like, I'm out. Watch.
I'm out. Yeah. IMDb Trivia. If anything sticks out, feel free to comment.
I'll bring my water in here. It's behind my computer.
Are we gonna skip and the Oscar goes to?
Oh, you're right. Why is that not on here? And the Oscar goes to, attaboy, Adrian. Look at on top of it, Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber.
It's funny you said last episode that we don't do anything for you. Adrian coming in.
Thank you. You remind me from time to time of a missed category. I appreciate it.
Totally go and redeem yourself.
Redeem yourself. The Oscar goes to Jim Carrey, the real one, the one from the 90s. He's got to be the only Oscar winner. I mean, outside of Best Visual Effects, like, respect. Forrest Gump won for that one also, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that was the winner. I think I did. But I think like what Jim Carrey's doing here, and I think even when I get to some of the IMDb trivia, will attest to like no one else could have done this role, and there's no one
It
like
wasn't
Jim.
me. It was the one-armed man.
You love me. You really love me. Yeah, so we'll give it a Jim. IMDb Trivia. The oversized teeth on the mask character were originally to be used only during silent scenes, but Jim Carrey learned to talk while wearing them to make his character that much more wacky.
Genius.
Chuck Russell, the director, revealed that a lot of money was saved on special effects after Jim Carrey was cast. Carrey's body movements were so flexible and cartoonish, they didn't see the need to enhance them digitally. Just off the
So,
bat.
like, the Cuban Pete dance, all him.
Yep.
He's
And
got maybe some spins, I think, that might be a little bit sped up.
I was going to
But
get to this in IMDb Trivia, but I'll just skip it since I'll talk about it now. We're on the subject.
yeah.
When he's dancing with Cameron Diaz in the swing
Coco
song,
Bongo, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like 90% them. The only time it's not is like with an aerial shot.
Any of some of the flips and then the turns, I think, were not
Right.
then, but like the actual dancing when it.
They crushed it. Outside of John Leguizamo, Rosie Perez, and Talisa Soto, the producers hated the Cuban Pete musical number and wanted it gone. They insisted that it was too long, not funny, and dragged, but the test audience loved it, so they kept it in. I mean, dude, it's so random too. Like, it's just out of nowhere.
Getting the cops to be dancing also, like, oh,
The conga
it's so
line?
perfect. Yeah, it's
He
the one
comes
white girl
out,
cop,
right?
and she's singing, and she doesn't understand why. Like, why am I singing right now?
It's like Beetlejuice. It's like Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something,
No,
Erica.
he comes out of the park and like he's like, "Oh, what do I do? Let's distract them." Like just the cartoonishness
Let's
of
just
it.
break into a musical. Yeah. I love it. The banana yellow suit that Jim Carrey wears is based on a suit which his mother made for him for his first attempt at stand-up comedy. Thanks, Mama.
I did know that fact. I've heard him talk about that before.
Cameron Diaz had to audition 12 times for the part of Tina, only landing the role 7 days before shooting began.
Who was ahead of her?
I'll get to that. You know what? I have it right here. I'll skip to it.
Can't you like sync them properly? Come on, sequence them.
You know, I share this doc with you guys. Everyone, here's a great point. I share this doc with these folks with plenty of time in advance that they could review it and adjust it accordingly. But does that happen? It does not. So I got to on the fly go to the next IMDb trivia point. That is, prior to Cameron Diaz landing the role of Tina Carlisle, the producers had originally suggested Anna Nicole Smith for the role. Ultimately, the decision was reversed when they found Diaz while leaving a modeling agency. So that would have been, I'd love Anna Nicole Smith at the time, rest in peace, but like it would have been wrong for this, like what's asked of the role, for sure. It was Jim Carrey's idea to have the mask blow a smoke heart, and snort an arrow through it.
Of course.
The line "smokin'" said by the mask was improvised by Jim Carrey. This was the first of over 10 Jim Carrey movies to reach $100 million domestically at the box office.
Nice.
Fucking crazy.
And how much of that did he get? That's my
favorite quote too. It's funny. I actually quote this movie more often than I thought. Like I forget that like the quotes came from this movie.
Yeah.
But I always say, "Somebody stop me." I'm like all the time.
There's definitely a lot of quotes come, but again, like a lot of the quotes that come out of this, not that one, but a lot of them are from older movies. Like it was not me. It was a one-armed man from The Fugitive. You know what I mean? So like, it's just so many different ones.
But that PARTY, because I gotta, I do that all the time.
PARTY? Yeah. Jim Carrey was paid. Here we go. Here's the answer to your question, Agent. He was paid $450,000 for his work in this film, a huge bargain for New Line Cinema because the deal was signed before Ace Ventura: Pet Detective that came out in the same year. But because that became a surprise hit, The Mask, a hot property for the summer 1990 release schedule, led to Carrey then inking a $7 million deal to Dumb and Dumber. So between the three movies, he made $8 million essentially, which even then is a pretty good bargain for three movies in 1 year to get Jim Carrey.
And are they all of the same studio? Like through the same studio? Like
No.
Universal, Warner Brothers, or anything like that?
Well,
you know?
New Line Cinema did The Mask,
Okay.
and then I don't think so. Studio. No. Oh wait, New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema
Yeah.
did Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
and then wow, that's an interesting Ace Ventura, Pet
You're welcome.
Detective. You're welcome. You could be looking this shit up already and have it fucking figured out, asshole.
Hey,
No,
I'm bringing the content.
Yeah. You're the talent. You're the talent. Yeah, sure. No, Morgan Creek Entertainment or Productions was Ace Ventura. So not quite. Onwards, Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz did the majority of their own dancing. I already talked about that. The Mask asks, where's a camcorder when you need it, when the police surround him? This is a veiled reference to Rodney King beatings, being one of the first most notable incidents of police misconduct captured on by private citizens on a camcorder.
And that was in 94 also, right? So, I mean, they had to have like thrown that in or been on top of it and been ahead of the game, before the beating. And they just kind of were reading the room that these things were already happening. It just hadn't been televised yet.
So not quite, Adrian. Rodney King was beaten in 1991.
Okay.
March 3rd, an unfortunate anniversary. By the time this comes out, will be tomorrow. Will be, tough beat there. And unfortunately, we haven't learned too much. It's just increased by the agency of ICE now. Anyways, when Stanley wakes from his dream to find Milo licking his ear, a freshly opened jar of peanut butter with a knife sticking out of it is visible on his nightstand, which reveals how the crew got the dog to perform that bit. Professional golfer was used to hit the teed golf ball off of Dorian's mouth, but the scream Peter Green does is a genuine reaction from him. Stanley says, I know CPR, when he first discovers the mask in a pile of junk when he thinks a man is floating in the river. Jim Carrey says this line 2 more times, both in Dumb and Dumber as Lloyd Christmas and in Living Color as Fire Marshal Bill in the Honeymoon Cruise skit. It's just too good.
He's so good.
The line, we all wear masks, metaphorically speaking, was used a year later in Batman Forever, which also stars Jim Carrey, but said as we all wear masks as the Riddler. Yeah. And again, how we opened the episode about Jim Carrey and his face and what's happening. It's just really weird. On the outside of the movie theater in the Cuban Pete dance sequence, there is a poster for the 1993 film Surf Ninjas. That one's for you, Adrian.
Hey, let's go. I don't see it every time.
That one's so for funny. You. Last bit here. Before Jim Carrey was cast, I don't know how much I believe this, but this is what IMDb says. Before Jim Carrey was cast, Nicolas Cage, Matthew Broderick, Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, Martin Short, Keanu Reeves, Mike Myers, John Ritter, and Robin Williams were considered. I mean, that's a pretty lengthy list.
Let me considered,
like, what do we really talk about logistically?
I believe that because it's that, I mean, you've seen him, Michael. Obviously, you have too, Adrian. But like, the culture has changed around like auditioning, about people working with certain actors and actresses, essentially for like all of their films. Like, a lot of that has changed. So like, I could see every single one of those people actually auditioning for The Mask and then being considered for sure.
But Maybe. It didn't say that they were auditioning. It just said were considered. So when
I
that
guarantee
statement,
you that all of them auditioned.
It sounds like when they say like, oh, even these people were considered, like somebody was like at a table and they were like, hey, what about? And they're like, oh no,
I bet you they auditioned.
Work.
You're gonna tell me Keanu Reeves didn't audition in the 90s for that movie? They were auditioning.
You're telling me Robin Williams couldn't get this role? All the characters that Robin Williams could do, and they're gonna skip.
He loved to go to auditions and audition for people. So yeah,
and not get this role, The Mask.
Listen, this is, you know how we can settle this. You listeners and watchers and viewers and fans or first timers to seeing this.
Keanu Reeves.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our socials, share this podcast so that we can get big enough to get those actors on the podcast, and we'll ask them ourselves if they auditioned for The Mask.
Somebody tag him in the comments.
Yeah, tag all of the actors we just mentioned.
Any of
and
you
tell them to come
actors
on.
listening to this podcast right now, chime in and let us know.
Nicolas Cage, big Seen This fan. Clocks
Keanu
in
Reeves,
every
my
week.
boy.
Yeah,
Hey, let's
shout
go
out,
writing
shout out.
together.
Well,
Let me
they're
know.
coming out with another national treasure, and what I think they should really do is just let him actually steal the Declaration of Independence.
The whole Constitution's been stolen at this rate. Thank you for listening. You can follow us all across our socials at Seen This Pod. You can go to our website, seenthispod.com. Check out our new show, Seen This Presents Sacred Screens and Stages. Check out interviews, buy merch. We have a newsletter you can subscribe for at seenthispod.com/subscribe. Erica, being her birthday month, A, happy birthday again, and B, she writes a little excerpt in this month's newsletter, so sign up for that. We have our whole calendar filled out for March. You'll find that on the newsletter as well. So tune in. And until then, stay safe.